Hello everybody, this is Houston Brown with Houston Brown Photography, and welcome to part 2 of the Lightroom workflow. In this video we're going to be covering file structure. As you can see here, I've brought up Finder, which for you guys that are on PCs you can refer to File Manager, but I think you'll get the structure is still the same, obviously. So you can see Lightroom here in the background. You can see in the foreground here I have Finder. I have an entire drive dedicated to photography. So you see photography external here. On the root of that, I have photography folder, which all my photographs reside, every single one of them, regardless of where it's from, etc. Cameras, everything goes here. And then above that is the Lightroom library. I only have 3 libraries, which we covered in the first video. But the reason I have it structured this way is so I know where all my photography is on this one drive. If something goes wrong with this drive, of course I have a backup, but if I ever need to move anything around, or when I go to set up my backups, I want to back up everything in photography, so I'm not having to go find different folders and whatnot all over my hard drive to go find different photographs. Then underneath photographs, I have it broken down further. Of course, these are personal choices. You may break it down by dates, by geographical areas, by maybe something similar to I do. I have a photography business. I have a web development business. I do some aerial photography and droning, etc. But as you can see over here, I have commercial video. So anything really pertaining to video goes on that drive, other than you see a couple in here. I think this is iPhone videos, and that needs to get moved. This is kind of a new drive that I've just created about a month ago, and I just haven't gone through and cleaned everything out. There is one special folder I want to talk about in here, and that is the Awaiting Review folder. Awaiting Review is a folder that I put a bunch of subfolders for any new projects just coming in. So as you can see over here, I'm going to jump over to Lightroom, and underneath Awaiting Review, you'll see these folders. So what this tells me is that these images in these folders are still in process. They are not complete. They are not ready to be delivered to the client as of yet. Once they are complete and completely done, then I will take them, click on it, and then I'll drag it to its appropriate folder down here. So I don't want to do that just yet, of course. But you can see all my other folders down here that match what you see over here, of course. So it's the same structure. This methodology has worked very well for me so that I am not hunting around for projects that I may or may not have finished. I could have several projects going on at the same time. But this Awaiting Review has worked excellent for me. I've used it for several years now. The exclamation point I put in the front is simply a way to keep it at the very top, which is where I want it. That's the only reason for the exclamation point. So that's a real short synopsis of the file structure. I know it's kind of simple, straightforward, somewhat elementary. I think the Awaiting Review folder could be helpful to you. If not, then of course, don't have to use it. But it's worked for me, and I just wanted to share that with you along with file structure. As far as organization goes, if you're using your file structure to organize, you're almost defeating the purpose of Lightroom, because there's so many tools within Lightroom that we're going to cover in the next video that's going to help you get organized. So if you can even come up with a basic, even rudimentary file structure that you know where to go find your files behind the scenes, and I'm certainly not telling you to go move files around behind the scenes. You don't want to do anything behind the scenes outside of Lightroom. If you're going to move files around, it should be done in this panel over here, and not outside, or you're going to run into some issues that can be easily fixed, but still you're going to run into some issues. But there's really no reason to do that when you can move it in here. So anyways, that concludes this video. And if you found it helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about ranking our images using stars, colors, and tags. See you in the next video.